showing you guys how to put a Weapon R header on a 2011-2012 Scion TC. Obviously, first thing you gotta do, disconnect the positive terminal of the battery, because you will be messing with O2 sensors and oil pressure sender units. Next thing you want to do is these bolts right here all need to be loosened. I suggest you use some PB blaster, the good stuff, on these bolts about an hour prior to it. It is easier to loosen them while the car is warm. You're going to loosen those, and then there's a heat shield that goes over the catalytic converter. You're going to want to take that out. There's 4 bolts that hold it in. That's what it looks like when it's out. You got 2 bolts on that side, and you got 2 bolts on the other side. You're going to remove 4 of the bolts, but you are going to leave that one right there in there, so that when you're doing the bottom bolts, the stuff doesn't go wiggling around. Now I find when you're doing the bolt above the alternator, it's easiest to take this sender unit out. It goes right here, because when it's in there, it gets in the way of where a wrench would fit. Next we're going to take out the O2 sensor and unplug some of the harness over there. There's a little clamp like that goes around the radiator hose that holds it there. It's a pain to get out. So be careful when you take it out, because these are really expensive. And just give it to your assistant. Next thing you want to do is get underneath the car. There's these 2 bolts here. You're going to want to take these off. If you choose to, there is this bolt right here that needs to come off, and there's another one on the other side that you can't see from under here. Those eventually have to come off. I'm going to take these off first. We'll see how that goes. Alright, now that we've removed a mounting bolt down there and a mounting bolt right down there, took this bolt off, all the bolts connected to the exhauster off, so this thing should really just slide out, just like that. Put her on the ground, and now she's out. Now it is okay to reuse this gasket. It is made out of metal. You can reuse that for as many times as you want. Alright, here we have the header. Before it was all chrome and pretty, but that eventually turns to a burnt-ish kind of look, so we put some heat wrap on it. You can buy heat wrap at your local auto parts store, AutoZone, all that good stuff. Make sure you buy metal zip ties, metal wire ties.
Stainless steel.
You'll use about 10 to do them, stainless steel, as he just said. Wrap the whole thing. It's okay to have it overlapping in some places. Here we used about 20 feet of it.
Make sure you leave that exposed.
Make sure you leave the O2 sensor bung open, because otherwise you're going to not have a very good day. Alright, so we'll slide that on there. Alright, this should just drop in. Make sure it lines up with your holes and shit. Look down, make sure it's clearing everything. Yeah, we seem to be good to go. Now what we're going to do is you start putting these bolts in first. Don't torque them down completely. You just want to get them caught, and that will hold the header in place where it needs to be for you to do the bottom ones. Now the underside of the header, you're going to use these spring bolts. This is going to go up in like that, and on the other side you need a washer, and a locking nut on top of that, and then the bolt on top of that. Alright, so you're going to want to catch those like that, those 2 right there. It helps to have somebody else here, because then they can catch the ones that are way up there and you can't reach them. So you're going to catch those 2. Then you're going to tighten those down. You can tighten these down first before you do the top ones, or you can do the top ones first, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go ahead and torque everything down. Alright, everything's all tightened up. The smoke coming off the heat wrap, we just turned it on for the first time. No leaks. You're going to put it back together, be good to go. Give it some gassage. Again?
Alright, so we got the first run through with the Weapon R header on the 2011 Scion TC. Just gonna do a quick drive-by. Sounds awesome.
Here's a proper way to lay under a vehicle. Legs spread wide.
Yeah, get that spread eagle going.
Start up with the header on there. Go ahead. Well, that
Oh yeah,
that was
that's realistic right there.